In 1 week, Newcastle agreed to sell their captain and hired a manager most English fans cannot name. Who Jaissle is, the £9 million Newcastle paid just to hire him, and what he has actually won. He has continental trophies and 0 Premier League minutes, and his first job is to replace the player the entire team was built around. On July 31st, 2026, Eddie Howe stepped down as Newcastle United head coach, stating publicly that it was the right time to step away. The decision left the club without its long-serving manager just weeks before the start of the new Premier League season. Yet, Newcastle completely bypassed any temporary caretaker phase. On August 5th, 2026, the club officially named German coach Matthias Jaissle as their permanent head coach, securing the 38-year-old on a 4-year contract. Rather than initiating a prolonged public search, the board executed a swift succession plan. Jaissle traveled directly to Spain, joining the first-team players at their La Manga preseason training camp. He was on the grass with the squad hours after the contract was signed, taking charge of active training sessions. The 5-day turnaround from Howe's exit to Jaissle's immediate arrival showed a club operating with absolute organizational clarity. Securing Matthias Jaissle required a substantial financial agreement. Newcastle paid Al-Ahli more than £9 million in compensation to release the 38-year-old from his contract. Reports put the buyout figure at approximately £9.5 million, or 11 million euros. A compensation package of this scale is highly unusual for an English club hiring from the Saudi Pro League. The transaction carries added complexity because both clubs are majority-owned by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. Yet, the shared ownership did not bypass the need for a formal financial transfer. While the payment does not guarantee success, it demonstrates the board's absolute conviction. Newcastle officials described the recruitment process as thorough, rigorous, and confidential. By meeting this buyout demand, the hierarchy proved they had settled on their singular target. Born in Nürtingen, Germany, on April 5, 1988, Matthias Jaissle's playing career began as a talented central defender, progressing through the VfB Stuttgart Academy before earning caps for the Germany under-21 national team. He broke into Hoffenheim's senior squad under Ralf Rangnick, experiencing top-flight German football firsthand. But a series of severe injuries, including an anterior cruciate ligament tear, meniscus issues, and Achilles tendon problems, cut his playing career short, forcing a premature retirement at just 25 years old. This early setback redirected his focus to coaching, leading to his first senior role as an assistant manager at Danish side Brøndby IF from 2017 to 2019. He then entered the Red Bull youth development pipeline, managing Red Bull Salzburg's under-18 academy team before taking charge of their feeder club, FC Liefering, in the Austrian second tier. By 2021, at 33, Jaissle succeeded Jesse Marsch as Salzburg's head coach, immediately delivering back-to-back Austrian Bundesliga titles and an Austrian Cup, alongside leading the club to the Champions League knockout stages. In 2023, he moved to the Saudi Pro League to take charge of Al-Ahli. In the Middle East, he quickly established a winning culture, guiding the club to consecutive AFC Champions League elite titles in 2025 and 2026. This sustained success cemented his reputation for what Newcastle's board describes as a high-intensity, attacking brand of football. His tactical blueprint relies on coordinated, aggressive pressing from the front to force turnovers high up the pitch. In possession, his teams build play systematically using short passes, encouraging the goalkeeper and center backs to find central midfielders. Fluid midfield rotations then create open passing lanes, setting up rapid vertical attacks. While his previous setups have varied between a 4-4-2 diamond, a fluid 4-3-3, or a 4-2-3-1, his football demands extreme physical fitness, precise timing, and collective discipline from every player on the pitch. This background explains why Newcastle's hierarchy viewed his pedigree as worth the risk, yet a fundamental limitation remains. Jaissle has no prior Premier League experience, nor has he managed in any of Europe's traditional top 5 leagues. His achievements in Austria and Saudi Arabia prove genuine tactical capability and man management skills under intense pressure. While his record establishes his credibility as a winner, it does not guarantee the transferability of his philosophy to the unforgiving speed and physical demands of English football. On August 5th, 2026, the same day Newcastle announced Jaissle's appointment, the board finalized an agreement to sell club captain Bruno Guimarães to Arsenal for £75 million. This departure fundamentally reshapes the squad that the incoming manager inherits. Since arriving from Lyon in January 2022, following his early development at Atletico Paranaense, the midfielder had established himself as Newcastle's emotional and technical center. His record of 153 Premier League appearances, 30 goals, 26 assists, and 48 caps for Brazil reflects his consistent output, but his real value lay in his functional utility on the pitch. Guimarães was the player who dictated how Newcastle operated. He possessed the rare ability to receive the ball under heavy pressure deep in his own half, shield it from opponents, and carry possession forward into attacking areas. He served as the primary transition link, connecting the defensive line to the forward attackers with progressive line-breaking passing. When possession was lost, he organized the immediate defensive reaction, positioning his teammates to compress space, track runners, and halt counterattacks before they could threaten the back four. By sanctioning his sale to a Premier League rival, Newcastle removed the player who provided midfield control, dressing room authority, and a sense of shared identity. Jaissle must now construct a high-intensity midfield without the individual who defined the team's competitive character. The £75 million fee provides substantial financial headroom, but it creates an immediate void in leadership and tactical cohesion. This transaction transforms Jaissle's arrival from a standard managerial transition into a complete structural rebuild, forcing him to design a new playing style without the club's most influential player. Newcastle's decision to bypass established Premier League managers in favor of a young coach on a long-term contract reflects a deliberate strategic shift. By recruiting from outside Europe's traditional top 5 leagues, the board is looking beyond the usual managerial carousel, aligning the appointment with their stated vision of progressive, high-intensity football. While Nuno Espirito Santo moved to Nottingham Forest after leaving Al-Ittihad, a direct buyout of an active Saudi Pro League head coach to the Premier League has no documented precedent. This makes Newcastle's bet a true case study. Whether continental success in Asia translates to the Premier League remains an open question. The German coach must adapt his methods to a relentless schedule, intense media scrutiny, and a league defined by its tactical variety and physical squad demands. The board's belief in this project will face immediate pressure on the pitch. While the captain's sale generates major financial flexibility under spending rules, balance sheet profit cannot instantly replace years of shared midfield chemistry or dressing room authority. As the new season starts in a matter of days, the squad faces 3 practical questions. Who will supply reliable midfield progression without their former playmaker? Who will organize the defensive transition when possession is lost? And who will become the dominant dressing room and on-field voice as these unfamiliar methods are introduced? Newcastle is demanding a total tactical transition and a leadership overhaul at the exact same moment, leaving the true scale of this rebuild completely exposed. Newcastle's high-stakes gamble is now active. By trading proven Premier League stability for an expensive, unproven tactical theory, the board has wagered their immediate future on a massive systemic shock. The rebuild has begun, and the margin for error is 0. Subscribe for more deep tactical analysis.